Everyone talks about how independent Sigma females are, but few understand how deeply they feel. They're often seen as cold or detached, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Today we're looking at 9 unusual, almost invisible ways these mysterious women show love. And trust me, most people never catch them. So here's the thing about Sigma females. They don't fit the mold. They move through life on their own terms. Quiet but powerful, mysterious but magnetic. Love for them isn't loud. It's not about grand gestures or constant attention. It's about connection. Real, raw, unfiltered connection. People love to label Sigma females as emotionally unavailable. They think independence means they don't care, but that's a huge mistake. When a Sigma female feels loved, she doesn't lose her edge. She just lets someone see a side that almost no one gets to see. Here's what that looks like. 1. She actually lets you in. Normally, her world is private, but when she feels loved, she starts opening doors that were always locked. For a Sigma female, trust isn't something that just happens overnight. It's built slowly, piece by piece, like a wall made of honesty and consistency. Most people never get close enough to see what's really behind that wall because Sigma females protect their peace like it's sacred. They don't let just anyone in, not because they're cold, but because their energy is rare and they know it. When a Sigma female starts to let someone in, it's not random, it's intentional. It means she's been paying attention, noticing how you move, how you talk, how you treat people. She's been quietly testing whether your presence feels safe or chaotic. Once she feels that calm energy around you, something shifts. It's subtle, but it's powerful. You'll notice she starts sharing things she usually keeps to herself. Her thoughts, her fears, the things that make her feel alive, or even the small insecurities she never shows the world. This isn't weakness, it's connection. She's allowing you to see her humanity beneath all that independence. And that's a rare thing to witness. Sigma females are used to people misunderstanding them, assuming that solitude means loneliness. But it's not. For them, solitude is strength. It's how they reset. So when she lets you in, she's not giving up her independence. She's sharing her peace with you. That's different. You might start noticing that she includes you in her routines, inviting you into her space, her time, or her silence. She doesn't need constant conversation. She just needs presence, someone who can sit next to her while she's lost in thought without trying to fix or force anything. That's how she connects. When she opens up, she'll tell you stories she's never told anyone. She'll talk about moments that shaped her, the hard lessons, the things that broke her, and the quiet wins she never celebrated out loud. Every word she shares is a sign of trust, because for Sigma females, vulnerability is not about drama, it's about depth. She'll also start to ask questions that matter, not small talk, but real talk, the kind that shows she's genuinely trying to understand who you are beneath the surface. When a Sigma female lets you in, she's not trying to impress you. She's trying to see if your soul aligns with hers, and she'll do it quietly, without big declarations, without labels or noise. You'll feel it more than you'll hear it. Her energy softens, her eyes linger a little longer, her laughter becomes real, unfiltered. There's a warmth that wasn't there before. That's her love language, subtle, steady, and honest. And once you've been let in, you'll realize it's not something you can fake or force. It's earned. She doesn't just share her space, she shares her essence. And if you're lucky enough to experience that, you'll understand that being let in by a Sigma female isn't just about closeness, it's about being trusted with her truth, and that's something she doesn't give lightly. 2. A Sigma. Female's silence changes. It's not cold anymore, it's calm. Sigma females are comfortable sitting in quiet moments with the ones they love, no words needed. When a Sigma female feels loved, something shifts deep inside her energy. Her silence, once sharp and guarded, becomes soft and grounding. People often mistake her quiet for disinterest, but that couldn't be further from the truth. For Sigma females, silence is language. It's how they observe, process, and connect. They don't need noise to feel close to someone. They need presence. And when they finally feel safe around someone, that silence transforms from self-protection into peace. You'll notice it in the way she sits with you, without trying to fill the air with small talk. She's not zoning out, she's soaking it in, memorizing the feeling of calm that love brings. That's her version of intimacy. She's not performing, not pretending, not explaining. She's just existing with you. For most people, silence feels awkward, like something to escape from. But for Sigma females, it's the ultimate comfort zone. So when she shares that space with you, it's not emptiness, it's trust. It's her saying, I don't have to guard myself here. That's a big deal for her, because silence used to be her armor, the place she hid when the world got too loud. It was where she rebuilt herself after being misunderstood or hurt. Now that same silence becomes a shared sanctuary. You'll see it in the little things, how she leans back instead of keeping distance, how her breathing slows when you're near, how her body relaxes in ways it never did before. She's not trying to prove anything. She's allowing connection to exist without effort. That's power. When she feels loved, her silence becomes emotional language. You'll learn to read her pauses, her glances, her soft smiles. Every quiet moment is layered with meaning. It's her way of saying, you get me. And when that happens, words start to matter less. You'll realize that real communication with a Sigma female doesn't always happen out loud. It happens in energy, in comfort, in shared stillness. This kind of silence is rare because it's not empty. It's full of unspoken emotion. It's the kind of quiet where hearts sink without needing explanation. When a Sigma female sits next to someone she loves, the world feels slower, safer, more honest. She doesn't crave attention, she craves alignment. She doesn't need noise, she needs understanding. That's why she chooses quality over quantity, peace over performance. When she lets someone exist in her silence, it's her way of letting love breathe. She's saying, you don't have to entertain me. Just be real, and that's the difference. Her silence used to protect her, but now it connects her. So when you're with a Sigma female and she's quiet, don't mistake it for distance. That's her comfort speaking. That's her heart resting easy. That's love in its purest, calmest form, silent, steady, and sincere. 3. She shows small acts of care. She won't gush or over-explain, but she'll remember what you like, check on you, or do something that means more than words. When a Sigma female feels loved, she doesn't suddenly become overly expressive or dramatic about it. That's not her style. She's not the type to flood your phone with messages or make grand romantic speeches. Instead, she communicates love in ways that feel quiet but powerful. Her care shows up in the smallest details, the kind that most people overlook. She remembers the things you mentioned once and never brought up again. She notices how you take your coffee, how you prefer silence over chaos, how your mood shifts after a long day. And when she acts on it, it's never about showing off. It's about connection. She's saying, I see you, without having to say a single word. That's her love language. Sigma females are observant by nature. They notice patterns, emotions, and energy. So when she starts doing little things for you, grabbing your favorite snack without asking, sending a text when you've gone quiet, or fixing something she knows has been bothering you, it's her version of emotional expression. She's not trying to impress you. She's trying to take care of you in her own calm, collected way. And that care runs deep. You might not even notice it right away because she doesn't draw attention to it. But over time, you'll realize that her presence feels lighter, warmer, more thoughtful. Every small gesture is intentional. She might not say, I love you all the time, but she'll show it in how she listens, how she pays attention, and how she makes sure you're good, even when you don't ask for help. For Sigma females, love isn't about words. It's about action that holds meaning. They believe consistency speaks louder than any confession ever could. So when she shows up quietly, doing things that make your life easier, it's her way of saying you matter, and those moments are never random. If she takes time out of her busy, self-driven world to check on you, that's real care. Because time is sacred to her. She doesn't give it away unless it feels right. You'll also notice she adapts to your needs without losing herself. She's not trying to fix you or take control. She's simply trying to create balance between her independence and your connection. It's subtle, but powerful. Like leaving you a note when you're stressed, or remembering something that made you smile weeks ago. These gestures are her unspoken love notes. Sigma females love through action, not performance. So if she's showing up with small acts of care, don't underestimate their meaning. That's her way of saying she's invested, she's paying attention, she's choosing to care in ways that actually matter. And once you realize that, you'll understand her quiet efforts are louder than any speech. Every thoughtful move she makes carries emotion, and in her world, that's the purest form of affection, steady, genuine, and deeply real. Hey, if this is making sense so far, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. It really helps the channel stay alive. All right, let's keep going. 4. When a Sigma female lets her guard drop. You might catch Sigma females being soft, laughing at something silly, or just looking at someone they love with zero defenses up. This moment doesn't happen often, and when it does, it's almost sacred. A Sigma female's guard is her shield, the invisible armor she's built over time to protect her peace, her boundaries, and her energy. She's used to being misunderstood, underestimated, or even taken advantage of for her strength and independence. So she learned early on to stay composed, to keep her emotions tucked away where no one could use them against her. But when she feels genuinely loved, something beautiful happens. Her guard starts to melt, not because she's weak, but because she finally feels safe. You'll notice it in small, fleeting moments. The way her laughter sounds unrestrained, the kind that comes from somewhere deep, unfiltered, and real. The way her eyes soften when she looks at someone she trusts. The way she stops overthinking every reaction and just lets herself be. That's the magic of it. For Sigma females, dropping their guard isn't easy. They've built it through experience, through lessons that taught them to rely on themselves. So when they let that wall down, even for a second, it's not by accident, it's a choice, a powerful one. It means she's allowing someone to see her without the layers, without the calculated calm, without the "I've got this" mask she wears so well. And when that happens, her entire energy shifts. She becomes softer, lighter, almost childlike for a moment. You might see her doing something silly, teasing playfully, or letting her emotions show in ways she usually hides. These moments are rare glimpses into the heart of a Sigma female, a heart that's passionate, loyal, and surprisingly tender beneath the surface. She doesn't let just anyone see that side. If she does, it's because she feels secure in that space, because she trusts that her vulnerability won't be met with judgment or betrayal, and that's huge for her. Vulnerability isn't a comfort zone, it's a risk. It's her saying, "You've earned a place here." When she lets her guard drop, she's not giving up her strength, she's showing another version of it. Real strength isn't about staying tough all the time, it's about knowing when it's safe to be soft. And Sigma females embody that perfectly. In those moments, you'll see her smile more easily, talk more freely, maybe even share thoughts she's never said out loud. That's her heart opening up. That's her trust taking shape. You'll realize she's not as detached as people think. She just needed the right kind of energy to bring her softness out. And when it does, it's beautiful. It's raw, unfiltered truth. A Sigma female letting her guard down isn't the end of her independence. It's proof that love can exist without control, that softness and strength can live in the same space. It's her way of saying, "I feel safe with you." And for her, that means everything. 5. She shares her space. A Sigma's space is sacred. If she wants you in it, whether that's her home, her time, or her energy, it's real. For a Sigma female, her space isn't just physical, it's emotional, mental, and spiritual. It's the bubble she's built where her peace lives, where she recharges, where she can exist without explaining herself to anyone. She guards that space fiercely because it's her source of balance in a world that often feels too loud and demanding. She spends a lot of her life protecting it, setting boundaries so no one can drain her energy or disrupt her sense of calm. So when a Sigma female decides to share that space with someone, it's never casual. It's a major step. It means you've earned a level of trust most people never reach. She's saying, you belong here, not with words, but with action. You might not realize how big that gesture is at first. Maybe she invites you over for coffee and doesn't feel the need to entertain you. Maybe she lets you sit in her favorite quiet spot without feeling interrupted. Maybe she lets you see her in her natural rhythm, unfiltered, relaxed, existing as she truly is. That's her opening the door to her world. Sigma females don't need constant company. They need meaningful presence. They crave depth, not noise. So if she allows you into her home, her plans, or even her energy, it's because you bring calm, not chaos. It's her way of saying you don't disrupt her peace. You add to it. You'll notice she starts to blend her routines with yours in small ways. Maybe she invites you to run errands with her, or she saves a quiet evening just to spend time together doing nothing. That nothing means everything to her. She's sharing her comfort zone, and that's not something she does easily. Her home might be her sanctuary, her creative zone, her recharge point. Inviting someone into that isn't about impressing them. It's about showing them who she really is when no one's watching. She might even share her favorite music, books, or places she goes to think. Those are parts of her world she usually keeps private. When she lets you in, she's allowing you to see her essence, the details that make her feel alive. And she doesn't fake it. She won't clean up her personality to be liked. What you see is real. Sharing her space also means she's letting you experience her silence, her habits, her energy up close. And if you notice she's calmer with you around, that's your sign she feels safe. For Sigma females, that kind of closeness is rare because their solitude isn't loneliness, it's power. So when she shares it, it's love in motion. It's not about losing independence, it's about expanding it to include someone who respects it. Her space is her world, and if she opens that world for you, it's not temporary. It's her way of saying, you're part of my peace now. 6. A Sigma female gets protective. Not in a controlling way, but in a don't mess with my people kind of way. Sigma females' loyalty runs deep once they feel safe. When a Sigma female feels loved, her protective side awakens in a quiet but powerful way. She's not loud about it, she's not dramatic, but her actions say everything. She's built her life on self-reliance, on being her own protector, her own anchor. So when she extends that energy towards someone else, it's a huge deal. It means she's claimed you as part of her inner circle, and for a Sigma female, that circle is sacred and extremely small. She's not possessive, and she's not controlling. It's not about ownership, it's about care. She wants the people she loves to feel safe, supported, and respected. If someone disrespects or hurts someone she cares about, she won't start a scene. She'll just step in with quiet confidence and make it clear that line won't be crossed again. She doesn't need to raise her voice. Her presence alone is enough to shift the energy. Sigma females are natural protectors, but they don't protect everyone. They choose carefully. Once you've earned her trust, her loyalty becomes something solid, unshakable. She'll defend you when you're not around, stand by you when things get messy, and give you the kind of support that doesn't fade when it's inconvenient. That's real protection, not just from others, but sometimes from yourself too. She'll call you out when you're slipping, not to control you, but to help you grow. She'll check you gently when you're hurting yourself, and she'll do it with love, not judgment. Because that's how Sigma females care. They protect through truth. You'll notice her protective nature in small ways too. She'll make sure you get home safe, that you eat when you're stressed, that no one disrespects your boundaries. She pays attention to what drains you and what lifts you up, and if something threatens your peace, she'll handle it without asking for credit. Her protection doesn't come from ego, it comes from loyalty. Once she feels emotionally safe with someone, she gives that same safety back. And her version of loyalty runs deep. She's not the type to gossip about you behind your back or disappear when things get hard. She sticks through the storm, even if she doesn't say much about it. Sigma females show up quietly but consistently. You'll feel her energy guarding you even when she's not physically there. She's got that silent strength that makes you feel like everything's under control. That's because to her, love isn't just affection. It's defense, it's care, it's presence. And when she's protective of you, it's not about control, it's about respect. She values what she loves, and she doesn't let anyone play with it. So when a Sigma female stands by your side, know she's not doing it out of obligation. She's doing it because she's chosen you. And when she chooses, she protects that choice with everything she's got. Quick pause. If you're vibing with this, share it with a friend and make sure you're subscribed. The channel's been down a bit, so every little bit helps. Let's move on to the next one. 7. She starts planning you into her life. Sigma women live by independence, so when she includes you in her long-term vision, that's a quiet confession of love. For a Sigma female, her life is something she guards carefully. She doesn't make random decisions or let people shape her path. Every choice she makes is intentional, built around her goals, her peace, and her freedom. She's spent years creating a life that reflects who she is, independent, grounded, and self-sufficient. So when she starts planning someone into that world, it's not casual. It's her way of saying, "You matter enough to be part of something I built alone." Sigma females don't rush into attachment. They need time to observe, to see if a person aligns with their energy. But once they feel genuine love and security, something in them shifts. The walls don't crumble, but they start opening windows. You'll notice it in the little things first. She'll start using we instead of I. She'll ask your opinion on things she'd normally handle solo. She'll start syncing her schedule with yours, not because she has to, but because she wants you there. That's her version of intimacy, planning a future where her independence and love coexist. For her, including you in her plans isn't just about being together. It's about trust. It means she believes you won't disrupt her balance. She believes your presence won't cage her freedom, but instead expand it. You might notice she starts mentioning you in her dreams or goals, like, "If we ever move somewhere quiet," or "when we take that trip." She won't say it dramatically. It'll sound effortless, natural, but that's what makes it real. Because for a Sigma female, love isn't about dependency, it's about integration. You become part of her structure, not her distraction. And that's rare for her. She'll also start showing interest in your plans, not out of curiosity, but because she wants to understand where you're headed. She'll think about how both your lives can align without losing individuality. She doesn't want to own you or be owned. She wants partnership, something balanced and free. Her version of planning might not look like traditional romance. She won't daydream about a perfect fairy tale future. She'll think about stability, growth, and peace. She'll picture a life that makes sense. Two people working independently but moving in the same direction. That's love, Sigma style. Practical, grounded, yet deeply emotional beneath the surface. When she includes you in her long-term thoughts, it's not because she needs you, it's because she chooses you. That's an important difference. For Sigma females, love is never about filling a void. It's about building something stronger together. So when she starts to plan with you in mind, your dreams, your goals, your peace, it's not just affection, it's commitment. Her silent way of saying, "I see a future with you." And if you listen closely, that's her most genuine confession of love, the kind that doesn't need words, just intention. 8. A Sigma female gets emotionally transparent. You'll notice Sigma females stop pretending they're fine when they're not. That vulnerability, that's their trust in action. For a Sigma female, emotions are private territory. She's used to carrying her own weight, processing her feelings in silence, and showing the world only what she chooses. She's learned that not everyone deserves access to her inner world, because too often people have misunderstood her calm as coldness or her distance as indifference. So when she finally starts being emotionally transparent, it's not weakness, it's courage. It means she's decided you're safe enough to handle her truth without judgment or manipulation. You'll notice the shift slowly. At first, she might let small pieces of honesty slip through, admitting she's tired, overwhelmed, or unsure. Then, little by little, she opens up more, not with dramatic breakdowns, but with raw honesty. She'll say how she feels without dressing it up, because she knows you won't weaponize her emotions. That's huge for her. Sigma females have built their identity on being in control, on not needing anyone to validate or fix them. So for her to say, "I'm not okay right now," means she trusts you deeply. She's not asking for rescue, she's sharing her reality. That's how she bonds. It's her version of emotional intimacy, honesty over performance. And when she feels truly loved, that transparency becomes even more natural. She won't pretend everything's perfect just to seem strong. She'll let you see her frustration, her fears, her joy, her sadness. You'll start noticing that her tone softens when she's being real, her guard lowers, and her words become more open. She might talk about her past, her doubts, or the things that scare her about the future. It's not easy for her, because being open means giving someone else power, the power to hurt her, misunderstand her, or walk away. But she does it anyway, because that's what trust feels like to her. And when a Sigma female trusts, it's not halfway. She's all in. Her emotional transparency is also her way of deepening connection. She's showing that she values realness over perfection. She doesn't want a relationship where she has to hide her flaws or pretend to have it all figured out. She wants something where both people can be honest without fear. And when she feels that safety, she becomes the most grounded version of herself, soft yet strong, open yet secure. That balance is what makes her love so real. She won't use vulnerability to gain attention. She uses it to build understanding. You'll realize her transparency isn't about needing pity, it's about sharing space. She's saying, "I trust you with my truth." And that's rare, because for Sigma females, emotions aren't something to display, they're something to protect. So if she lets you see them, you're not just someone she likes, you're someone she respects. That's her quiet way of saying you've earned a place in her most honest world. Before we hit the last point, make sure you subscribe and share this video. Seriously, it helps the channel more than you know, and I don't want you to miss the next insight. Now, here's the final reaction. 9. She gets emotionally transparent. You'll notice a Sigma female stop pretending she's fine when she's not. Normally, she hides her feelings, masks her frustration, and keeps her struggles to herself. It's not that she doesn't feel, it's that she chooses carefully who gets to see the real her. But when she truly feels loved, that careful barrier starts to relax. You might catch a glimpse of her tiredness at the end of a long day, and instead of brushing it off or smiling through it, she shares what's really going on. She might tell you she's overwhelmed, exhausted, or stressed, and she does it without shame or hesitation. That's huge because she's giving you access to a part of herself that she rarely shows anyone. It's not just about the struggles either. When she feels joy, she lets it shine in ways that are subtle but unmistakable. She laughs freely, her eyes light up, and she doesn't hold back her excitement over little things that matter to her. The moments of joy are often quiet, like a shared joke, a glance that says more than words, or a smile that lingers just a little longer. Those tiny glimpses are her way of saying, "I trust you enough to be me completely." And when frustration or anger appears, it's not explosive or reckless. She expresses it in a way that's honest and contained, giving you insight into her inner world without the need for drama. That kind of emotional transparency is rare because it requires a level of trust that few ever reach. She's not doing it because she has to, she's doing it because she chooses to, and that choice is significant. It means she sees you as safe, reliable, and worthy of her deepest self. You might notice tears, sometimes from relief, sometimes from being overwhelmed by life or emotions. When she allows herself to cry in front of you, it's not weakness, it's an ultimate sign of vulnerability. And vulnerability in a Sigma female isn't given lightly, it's earned, and it's a powerful declaration of connection. Even small gestures, like a quiet confession of fear or insecurity, are monumental. You'll see her sharing dreams or doubts she's never voiced before. Maybe she admits she's scared of failing or losing herself in the chaos of life. Maybe she talks about past pain she's carried silently. Each disclosure is a thread connecting you to her inner world. And here's the thing, this emotional openness isn't constant. She doesn't do it on a schedule or for convenience. It appears in moments when she feels safe, seen, and truly loved. That makes it precious, almost sacred. And when you recognize it, you realize the depth of her trust. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but it's undeniably powerful. Emotional transparency is her way of saying, I choose you. I'm letting you see me in my entirety. It's her proof of love, and it's rare because Sigma females guard their hearts fiercely. Every tear, every laugh, every honest word is a gift. When she reaches that point, you know she's fully letting someone into her world, and that's a bond that lasts. The real magic? That moment when a Sigma female realizes she's truly loved. It's not dramatic or sudden, it's subtle, quiet, almost invisible to most people. Her walls don't crumble, they shift. Instead of collapsing, they rearrange in a way that lets someone in while still keeping her core intact. Strength and vulnerability coexist, and it's a delicate balance she manages effortlessly. You'll notice small changes first. The way she shares her thoughts without hesitation, the way she pauses to listen, the way her gestures become more open. She becomes fully herself with you, honest, open, and unapologetic. She might admit fears she's carried silently for years, reveal dreams she's rarely spoken out loud, or simply allow herself to relax in a way that feels natural and unforced. That's rare because Sigma females are selective. They guard their hearts fiercely, and earning access to that inner world isn't easy. But once she feels love, her transparency becomes a silent declaration of trust and commitment. It's not about dependence, it's about choice. She chooses to share her life, her energy, her thoughts, and her emotions with someone she values deeply. And in that choice, you see the essence of her character, independent, strong, and yet capable of profound intimacy. That moment when she realizes she's loved doesn't just impact her behavior, it shifts her perspective. She begins to integrate the connection into her world naturally. Her independence doesn't fade, it becomes richer because it's shared. Her solitude doesn't feel lonely anymore because she has chosen someone to walk beside her without compromising her identity. That balance of freedom and closeness is what makes Sigma females extraordinary. Love doesn't change a Sigma female. It amplifies her. She doesn't need you to complete her, to fill a void, or to define her identity. She is already whole. What love does is enhance her life, allowing her to share her depth, her passions, and her vulnerabilities with someone she trusts. Understanding these subtle signs, from small acts of care to moments of emotional transparency, lets you see her truth. You recognize the rare combination of strength, independence, and openness that defines her. You learn that when a Sigma female chooses to let someone in, it's not casual or fleeting, it's deliberate, meaningful, and powerful. Appreciating that depth changes how you perceive relationships, love, and connection. It reminds you that intimacy doesn't always shout, it often whispers, and only those paying attention truly notice. So tell me, have you seen these signs in someone you know? Have you noticed subtle moments of trust, quiet gestures of love, or rare glimpses of vulnerability in someone who usually keeps their walls high? Comment below with your thoughts and experiences, and if you want more insight into Sigma females, how they feel, how they navigate life, and how they love on their own terms, check out the next video. You'll totally get why they're one of a kind, why their independence is inspiring, and why their love is powerful in ways most people overlook.